New day. I've just uploaded my last video. Yeah, it took a long time. The internet out is crap and the Wi-Fi is absolute rubbish. It's with yeah, it's just crap. So I can't upload the video here. I have to actually go for a drive into town just to get good service. So it's pretty painful, but so time to get stuck into this Falcon once again. I didn't think I was able to really get back inside the car and weld because I've got all this stuff underneath the car in the road, but I managed to just move it around enough, and the Escort's sort of out of the way. It's only a pretty small car, so pretty easy to work around it. Heaps of room. So what I'm gonna do now is get back onto this floor pan. So I've got the new rare spares section. I got this with the car luckily, but I didn't get a real lot of panels with the car, but this is a rare spares item. It's not perfect. You can see here it doesn't line up well. Lines up here, lines up there, but there's nothing there. I don't know why. Maybe this is like universal across a lot of different Falcons. So doesn't really matter. Once this is in, it's done. I can move on to another area, but what I'll do now, I put a little cut across here and then start welding it in. Starting to tack weld it in now. So what I've done, where the edges don't line up, I get them like overlapping each other tire, and then I put a cut along it, the grinder, and then I get the screwdriver, and then you just, it's a matter of just getting the screwdriver, getting the edges to line up perfectly. You do a little tack, and then yes, they start from one point, and you have to make sure the whole section's overlapping the parent metal. So, yeah, work my way around, way along. But there's a bit of a gap over there. I got a bit carried away, I think, when I originally cut it out, but the rest of it's alright. Over there, it didn't line up really good, so I had to do a bit of surgery around that, but overall it's pretty good. It's pretty easy to be negative about it and say, oh, the rare spares section doesn't line up perfectly, but imagine trying to do all these rust repairs without having all these sections available. I know on the Escort, when I originally restored that, or recently when I restored it, I stripped it back to bare metal again. I noticed how there's a lot of rust repairs in similar areas to this, and they didn't have replacement sections, so it's just basically just a cold rolled mold steel, and they've just welded all that into place, and they done a lot of brazing. They didn't do any MIG welding on it, so yeah, it's pretty old school, but it's done properly. So what I'll do now, I'll continue making these edges marrow good, and then I'll start the slow process of welding the in properly, then dress the welds back. So I've got the floor welded in now. It's all welded in. Just a matter of dressing it back now, but yeah, let's have a look underneath. Roll the car over. Whoa. Plenty of penetration. So what I'll do now, before I start dressing the welds back, I'll put little weakness holes through there, so I know exactly where to drill it from the other side to put plug welds. Just had Osgrid workers rock up and they told me that they're going to turn the power off for half an hour, and they asked me if I'd been notified via mail. I'm like, nope. So, but that doesn't matter. I've got solar power running off battery. A battery bank goes through an inverter, so I'll get a 240 volt. I can even run the welder if I want. But most of the welding's done now. I do little tacks and it should be all good. So I've got little holes here, little witness holes, so I know where to put bigger holes on the other side to put plug welds in. But I can't get in here. So I've got these calipers. Go like that. I'll get an idea where the holes should be along here. Yeah, so the vernier trick, or outside caliper trick. Inside caliper, I should say. So yeah, it's worked out good. So what I'll do now, get a larger drill bit. See there, it's something to go off now. Well into that, it's got to push down on it. Floor's welded in now. Solid. Yeah, it's pretty strong now. Flimsy before. Welded all up along here. Finished off in here. So yeah, I'm actually at the point now I'm thinking, what can I do now? Like there's little things like where I had the frame keeping this car together while I had the chassis cut out. Like I've got points I've got to clean up all around the car. Down there. Little things like that. And I've got to put that brace back across here. But I'm pretty well stuffed having this Escort in here, because I really need to flip the car over. I want to flip the car over to do under these doors. They're in a really bad way, but I figured if I flip the car over, and then I can look at taking these outer, cut out the area where the outer skin's going to go. Then once I've got the outer skin in there, then I can start making the new section that goes in behind it. Now unfortunately there's not a lot you can do. I had a good look over Estelle Design's Facebook page, looking at all the parts he's got, like the replacement sections, and there's nothing for the doors. Which is no surprise, because a lot of people just salvage the doors off the utes and the panel van. So I know my cousin's got an XB panel van sitting in the paddock, and yeah, I had to look at that, but it's rust, probably worse than this car. But it doesn't matter, I'll figure it out. I'll just means it's more work when you haven't got the replacement section. It's always the way of doing it. But just got to put more time in with it. Yeah, so I've got this. I've been thinking about what I'm going to do for the inside of the car in regards to body deadener. Well, the Escort, I use this stuff over here. Sound deadener. It's like a comes in like a sheet, and you use a special roller. This roller here. Use that, and you work it into all the crevices and the tight areas. Don't know whether I'll use that again. There's nothing wrong with it. I just got to be careful, because once you put that stuff in, you can cover up holes unintentionally, so got to be careful. But that's ages away. Might be doing that for a while, but I think what I'll do, yeah, I'll put that brace across here, go around the car and just get rid of different things that need to be cleaned up. I have to do the cross member, but in order to do the cross member, I have to flip the car over, or at least on the side, and then I have to get into this part of the car, which is it's a bit of a problem. I got this. I used the old frame that I used to keep the car up, the old trolley I made a while back, and then I've just used the box I got with the rotisserie, and I'm using it for storage. It's just easy because this is only a double garage, and once you've got this car set up in here, there's not much room in front and the back. So I figured I'll put everything under here. That way I've got a bit of room on the floor and that in the corners. But I'll probably end up, I'll try moving that move that aside, but I still haven't got, for the cross member, there's a section that goes on the bottom. And look at that. Wheel's been scuffing out. It's like that on both sides. This car it's been given hell at one stage. But bright and early. Perfect conditions for being on the tools. I think temp today is going to get up to about 25, so should be pretty good, I reckon. So what I'll do, been thinking about this last night, what to do next, and I'm thinking it might be due time to get stuck into these doors. In order to do that, I'm going to have to, yeah, that little table on there, I'm going to have to wheel that aside to make a bit of room, but I can ultimately flip it over, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of work. But yeah, I'm pretty keen to get stuck into it. I've got it today and tomorrow to get into it. Got the car flipped over. And yeah, this Escort is really becoming a pain in the ass. Lacking room. This table, just, yeah, it sucks. But this door here, had a look over it, look at the rust, and it's not really that bad. That corner's not too good, but when you look at the other side, it's far worse. Look at that. Oh. Shocking. Yeah, but I won't do this side first. I'll just do the other side. I just learned something. I was the last video I put up, one of the fellas put a comment in there telling me that I should be testing out, well, the Escort tie rod ends in this car may not fit the new setup I've got from the UK. So I thought, oh yeah, I better test this out first, because it's turning into a nightmare. Nothing's fitting the original components of the car. So I thought I'd test it out, and now he's right. This ball joint does not fit. The tapered end's just too big. Usually the opposite. So yeah, crap. So I'll get onto that. See if I can chase up something online. I know that's the Australian tie rod end for the Escorts Mark IIs. So yeah, I don't know. Frustrating, but I'll make some phone calls on Monday and speak to people rather than just trying to wing it and getting on the internet and buying stuff. So with these doors, looking at this part here, the gaps, you see the gap there is pretty gnarly. So yeah, I think all this is just, might be sagged a bit, I don't know, but top I think's alright. Yeah. So I'll be able to fix this gap up. Don't know why it's out for, but I'll look into that. But yeah, I'll start by removing this outer skin and look at the test fitting the new skin and start fixing up all these areas. So I'm going to start, cut along here, and then I will just trim the edge enough, and then I'll see how well it comes off, see what's holding it. Yeah, there's a replacement section, rare spares. It's pretty good. So put a cut across here, trim the outside just enough to get through this outer skin, and literally come straight off just like that. That's it. Alright. You can see the sealant they've used in there. Wow. So put that skin aside. It's actually a lot easier than I thought it'd be. So you can see here where the rust is pretty severe. Oh yeah, so this out a bit. Yeah, it's got spot welds in it. Yeah, it ain't gonna come off easy. I'll get it. Take me time with this one, because if I get too excited and carried away removing metal, there won't be as much original material to go off to guide me where the outer skin's got to fit up. And yeah, it's pretty bad over there, but nothing like the other side. But this side will, once this side's done, they give me a good indication to replicate the other side. So yeah, got a section there too that's cracked. Replace that. This looks pretty straightforward. Oh, you see the spot welds, one there, one there. It's not many. Found out something surprising when I removed the parcel shelf out of this car, and I got a. You can't use the whole parcel shelf. You have to use, like, you can get away with bits and pieces off sedans. Well, I got a sedan shelf, the part where the speakers go in, and I noticed that when I removed the original one, I drilled the spot welds out, and then I went to fit the one out of the sedan, and the spot welds are all in the exact same spot, which made me think, well, I didn't think these cars were put together by robots back in the 70s, so I don't know how they done it. But yeah, all the spot welds are all in the exact same spot, so it was unreal. Just fitted straight up, we welded up where I already drilled the spot welds out. So yeah. Had to pull the door off the car. Just trying to put this new skin on, and yeah, but what's left of the old skin, yes, just won't fit this, have a skin on. But whilst I got this off, I'll get this outer, what's left of this outer skin lip, and then I'll be able to start doing the repairs on it. But yeah, and there's so many good things about this car. After restoring the Escort, and all the dilemmas I had with restoring the Escort, like the biggest issue I have with the Escort, hands down, is the engine bay. The inner guards are all boxed in, so it's really difficult to fit much stuff in the engine bay, where the Falcon, it's just open. And I've noticed most cars are open. I think the Escorts are really taken over where a lot of the old British cars, but I think that they're all boxed in on the inner guards. So yeah, the Falcons are just open. Another bonus about the Falcon, I didn't realise how you can just unbolt the door off these hinges, where the Escort, this section here is actually welded into the door. You can't remove that. The only way to remove the door in the Escort is to remove the bolts here from the inside. So yeah, brilliant thing about this, you can actually take the door off the hinge, and then you can finish removing the hinge. You don't have to touch inside the car. Absolutely brilliant. Another thing I like about the Falcons is you take the drop tank out, then you got access to get in the boot and actually move around and look inside it. Yeah, just so, I found this car so much easier to work on. Mainly because obviously its size, everything's bigger and it's more open, but yeah, so let's get on this door now. Using the die grinder, getting rid of the spot welds, and it just comes straight off. So yeah, skin fits absolutely beautiful once you get rid of all the excessive metal on the door. I think this here is meant to cut it back enough to put that under the lip. Yeah, so be funny about doing that, but I guess if it's there, it's going to give it extra strength when you go to weld it, and less chance of it building a lot of heat, and then you get distortion through the panel. But I like to put the door back on the car now. It's nightmare trying to get in here, obviously, when it's on the car, but if I get this back on the car, this back on there, then I can start, you know, permanently making it the like fixing up from behind and having this in the right spot. So yeah, it's gonna be shit getting it back on the car. I might have to get someone to help me. Just looking over this door again, and I'm thinking I might repair it while the outer skin's off, because I haven't got a helper now to put the door back on the car, and plus it's a shit idea anyway. Put the door back on, then taking it back off. I can move this bottom skin around to get the gaps right around the doors anyway. I can move around a little bit on that. It's got a fair size lip there, but this side's not too bad, but I'm thinking more so this other side here. It's a nightmare. It's really bad. So yeah, I'm just looking, this lip here, it's very difficult to make that lip at home. Like, you really need all the proper sheet metal tools, and I'm limited here obviously, but even if I went out and bought the tools, where am I going to keep them? There's just no room. So what I was thinking, I've got this FG Falcon door. When I first bought, I bought this, the G6E Turbo. Bought this Falcon. I bought it probably 2 years ago now. I found it on Facebook Marketplace, and I drove to, I actually got a flight from Newcastle here to Brisbane, met the dude at the airport, and I got it for like $8.5 grand. That was really cheap. Like, you would not get one at that price now. But part of the conditions of getting a car so cheap was you're obviously going to have things wrong with it, and this door comes off the car. The fella, or someone in the past who's had the car, has had anger management issues, and they've laid their boot, well, it looks like someone's laid their boot into the door, and you think, oh yeah, it could have, mightn't be someone's booting it, but then the ICC screen in the car, it was all smashed, where someone had, looked like someone had punched it. So yeah, I've got this door off the car, just bought another one from the wreckers, 130 bucks, exactly the same colour, bowler straight on, colours were perfect, no dramas. But I'm looking at the corners, so when you look at all little bends and that I can't make, I'm looking how I can go about getting them off the door. So for example, that part there in the other door is absolutely stuffed, so I'll be able to get one of these bends here, use that one, or if the bend's not sharp enough, this bend here looks pretty good, although I'm limited because it doesn't go straight for very long. But I don't really want to touch this door for this door. I want to use this door for the other side. But so what I'll do now, yeah, I'll do little bits at a time. I'll cut this out. I'll put a new section in there. Once that's done, and then I'll move across here and just work my way along. This is going to be fun. I'll end up just bending a bit of steel around there. I was thinking of getting it off the door there, but this bend looks sharper anyway. I might have to use bends off the door there to get in these little areas. Almost finished this corner. Just got to dress the back a bit. But I think on the other side here, I'm going to have to, I want to keep the original profile. I'm starting to think it's just so much more work to try to get it exactly how it is, like from factory, as in the shape and that. I think what I'll end up doing is just making a whole new section and just salvage a little bit off this door here. Probably try to use the inside parts of it rather than the outside bits. I'll just save them for the upper door. See how I go. It's starting to rain now, on and off. It sucks. Can't do anything about that. Getting onto this corner now. Bit of a nightmare really. There's not much to go off. Even the other side, there's not much to go off there either. It's worse. So yeah, just have to do it a little bit at a time and eventually get there. Been getting into it all day. Had to pull up this afternoon. Parenting responsibilities. Yeah, so what I've done, I finished this area off. It's a lot of work. Oh wow. It's very strong. There's a lot of welding there. All metal. No holes anymore. I started doing over this corner, and I used a bit of the FG Falcon door, put it around here, and put a new section in there, and then I got a flat bit of the cold rolled mild steel, wrap that around there, and I sprayed it with the copper spray under it, obviously the well-free primer. Then I got to the point where I got to this point and I'm like, oh yeah, righto, I'll just change this and I'll just put a lip like that the whole way around. Then I thought, hang on, I better do some research, because I do not know a hell of a lot about these old Falcons. Like, I've just mainly played with newer cars and the Escorts and stuff. And I thought, I wonder where this door seal, like I know on the Escort, its door seal, it goes, get this door up, but that Escort seal actually goes around on that inner part here. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's alright. Then I looked at the Falcon and I thought, if I try to put a rubber seal, if I try to put a seal on this and close the door, it's going to scuff out dramatically. So I'm like, there's something not right here. So I got on Australian Muscle Car Sales in Sydney, and their website, they got heaps of photos of old Falcons, any old car really, but on, you know, Australian Muscle Car, and yeah, just had a look on there and I'm like, yeah, right. Turns out the rubber seal, it doesn't go on the car itself, it sticks around on here, all around here, and I'm like, wow, that just opens up another can of worms. How am I going to get this to be exactly the same as where it's supposed to be to marry up with the car itself? And I thought, oh yeah, right, if I go to the driver's, I'll use passenger side again and have a look at the seal on here, like, see where it was going around here, and there it's just nothing, it's just dramatically rusted out. And there's a little bit of an indication here about where it's meant to go. And I thought, right, what am I going to do? So what I've done, I got on the Facebook Marketplace, and I've been looking there the last week or so. I'm looking at doors off coupes, sedans and panel vans, and I'm like, I've got to find a door. I have to find at least one door, preferably the passenger side, then that'll give me an idea about, you know, where the seal's got to be, and just save me a crap load of work, because where I'm at now, these doors are, it's a bit of a nightmare. I've spent probably 8 hours on that door today, and yeah, it's just, you just try to weld one spot, another spot blows out, so you're better off just cutting the whole area out. But the problem I've got is it's that far gone, especially this side here, that you got nothing to go off. So what I've done, yeah, looked on Facebook Marketplace, and just by sheer luck, there happened to be a door in Windale in Newcastle. And Windale's like it's a pretty rough area. It's like housing commission, and I know because I used to be a late Macquarie cop in Newcastle, and we used to go there all the time for domestics and just drama. So yeah, I found this door and I thought, is that hot? Is that stolen? Or so I looked it up on Google. Old mate gave me his address, and I looked it up, and I could see looked like a Falcon panel van in the driveway, and I'm like, yeah, that's legit. It'd probably come off that. So yeah, he was really good. Went down there, spoke to him, and he didn't have the panel van anymore, but it was the same colour as the car on Google Maps. So yeah, scored the door. It's pretty good. Paint a bit of burnt orange in there because my son wanted a target for his compound bow, so I just got this drum and painted it. So yeah, it's just a bit of burnt orange paint. So what I've done, I've got this old fridge magnet, stick it on there, run my fingers along like that. Yeah, I can't find any bog. It's really good. It's surprising. It's in really good condition. What I can find is a bit of damage there where the mirror went through, but the one in the car's far worse. Bit of a bend there. That's nothing. So flip the door over. So what I can see, the side that's critical, this side here, it's in far better condition, and I've got an indication now about where the seal's got to go. I've got no idea. Struggle in that area, but yeah, bit of rust here, rust there, rust across here, but this side is mint, absolutely mint, nothing wrong with that. So yeah, I'm just looking over the door, I'm thinking, right, oh, maybe I should use this door, and at this point it's looking like I will. It's in far better condition, so I'm thinking what I'll do, I'll strip everything out of it, take all the goodies out of it, put them aside, separate them from the parts from the XB, because this is off an XC apparently. So yeah, what I'll do, I'll flip this back over again. Shit, pretty hard when you're holding the GoPro. So what I'll do the same as I've done with the door today. I'll just cut it open, remove that lower skin, open this area up, and then I'll just take it into a fella and I'll get it media blasted, get rid of all the crap, get this all cleaned up. That'll give me a good starting point to be able to weld patches in and stuff. But the outer skin looks great. And he had I asked him what other parts he had, and he opened up his shed and he had a whole box full of the door handles. And I thought, yeah, I can get online and buy new ones for like $65 or whatever they're worth. And then he started showing me them, and I thought, oh yeah, they look alright. $15 each you wanted? I'm like, yeah, that's alright. And then on his wall, he had this front quarter panel, and I'm like, that's off a Cobra, XC Cobra. He's like, yeah, and I'm like, oh, I had a closer look, and where the 4.9 badge was, you could see the outline of where it used to be, and I'm like, that looks like a original panel off a Cobra. I'm like, yeah, right. But he reckons he's going to leave that in the, when he sets up a proper bar area, he's going to have that on the wall. But yeah, it looked pretty good. But I found when it comes to finding parts for these coupes or even the Escorts, you don't always find much on Marketplace, because people, they advertise stuff and they put a price on it and they just get bombarded with messages, and then people being sarcastic, and it's not always the place to go. So when I found my coupe, I tried looking at Marketplace and Gumtree and eBay, and it's just nothing. So I ended up just talking to people, and yeah, got phone numbers and stuff, and yeah, scored this. So yeah, so what I'll do next, if I get time tomorrow, I'll be able to replicate this door to get this right, get the measurements right, so the door seal's got something. Stripped everything out of this door, all into a box. So now it's time I'll flip it over and I'll cut the back out, and then see the rust from behind. Someone's tried to put a bit of flat bar in here. Unreal. Stick welds, possibly. I'll roughly measure distance there. Measure the width of it. Mark it out on here. Cut it open. My son's wrecked it. Used Mark wet paint. Gone for that old lever. Yeah, this is way better. Way better than the door I just worked on. Even if it has got a hole there, at least I know it's got its original shape still. It's a bonus. Cool. Bit of bog on the bottom here. Over here I noticed when I was cutting or grinding, but no bog in the door on that point, not on that cut anyway. Just cut a piece out of this Falcon FG door. Cut a section out there. And what I'm trying to do is trying to replicate that there to this door. So you've got that section there. So I found this in the FG, which is pretty much identical. So I'll try to put that in here. That'll give it that shape. And then I'll have to extend this section across here. It's too short. See there, it's too short. So yeah, I'll have to modify that. It's all good. Doing a tough bloody working in the sun. Gotta keep moving, but so starting to get there now. Looks a bit messy at this stage, but it's how it is. When you haven't got the proper tools to make, and you got to do heaps of joins and that, and it's just time consuming. So what I'll do, I'll flip it over and I'll put the outer skin on it and just see where it marries up on here. Because yeah, I'm left in the lurch here with this corner. Refitting this skin, this door back on, and I'm trying to get the gap reasonably good here. So I can't rush this at all. So yeah, I'll just take my time. I'm test fitting this door up. Got the skin on. Let's put a few metal screws in there to hold it in place. You can see it's lined up right here. It's pretty good here, but all this is sort of out, but I'm not worried about that at this point. Longer than it. That line's not 100%. I can correct that, that's alright. But yeah, the gap's here, sweet. It opens up as I move along further, but then when you look down here, you can see it needs to come up. So when you lift it up, just that little bit, yeah, it corrects it dramatically. Perfectly even, and it's good along this, at this point too. So yeah, all good, not bad for a rare spares item. You'd be in a world of hurt if you didn't have these sections. You'd have to put little sections in and have them the right shape. You still get by, it's just more work. And yeah, as you can see, it's taking shape really good. So you see it up here, along here, it's all good. You can see where I've made it up to that point. See, now I'll leave that skin on, leave it on, take the door off, and that way I can finish making it from behind. Yeah, so all good. One of me mates, he restored a Holden SLR 5000. Yeah, he's gonna rock up shortly. And yeah, it's a beautiful car. Doesn't take it out much really, but yeah, took it to Summernats. And yeah, it's he's won trophies and stuff for it. Yeah, a bit of inspiration for getting me more keen to work on the coupe. Beast of a car. Beastie cam in it. The beast.
You going, Jay?
Good, mate, good. You want to pop the hood?
I can do that for you.
Gotta be happy with that.
Very happy. Put in the shades with the little ones as well.
Oh yeah, fair enough. I haven't seen this for a while. Sweet. Just fitting the outer skin now. Finished doing all in here. Yeah, I had to remove this structural, this little reinforcement rail thing. I removed it, cleaned both sides of it, put the weld-through primer and the sticker flexed it on and put little metal screws to hold it in place. I had to make little windows to get in there to weld it, or to get rid of the spot welds and to re-weld it. So yeah, it's looking really good so far. And yeah, the escort's sorted. Thank God. Damn mission, but yeah, it's good now. Driving it around and got plenty of room in the shed. So yeah, it's looking good. I've got to fit it up now. Not as hard as I thought it'd be. The hardest part is getting it to close up properly, to get it so it's pretty tight. But I found, yeah, I use that. I watched Astel Design. He just done a little short video on how to do this, so it's really got me up to speed. But yeah, use that on the back. Use this hammer, and there's a point where you can't get it to fall over properly, so I just got these vice grips here and just fold it over a little bit and pay attention to the other side. I don't dent it, and then yeah, just work it, just keep working it and close it up. But it's pretty good. I'll flip it over. So you can see I'm here now. So you can see these little windows here I cut out that I finished welding them in. But all that's, it's all tack welded. But yeah, it's come out really good. Pretty easy actually. I thought it'd be a lot harder, but the other door should be a hell of a lot easier, I reckon. Getting stuck into this door. Had a lot going on today. I had appointments and stuff to go to, and driving the Escort around. It's a little runaround car now. Back to normal again. So yeah, just I've just used this ruler. I'm going over the join. I'm just seeing it's not too bad. I was concerned about it having like this being higher than this, but I found when I dress behind a little bit and get rid of any of the body deadener that they use on it, it's fixed it up, so it's not too bad. There's this here, I've just done a test job along here, and there's a little bit of warpage. A lot worse when I've done these rear quarters, but it's pretty good. So what I'll do, now I know where I'm at and how it's looking. I'll do the rest, and if there's any sort of high spots, I'll just get a hammer and dolly and just correct them a bit. Yeah. Just putting these windows back in that I made. Trusty little eBay magnets, absolutely brilliant. You get it in the perfect spot where you like it. Just weld it in. I'll just do some little tack welds here. It's a bit of a slow process when it comes to doing this sort of stuff, because if you put too much heat into it, you get warpage, which you can sort of correct, but it's just more stuffing around. So what I do, I just put numerous tacks. Now let it sit for a little bit, let it cool down. I'm having to use the screwdriver in some areas here because it opens up a bit. Close it up a bit. Starting to get low on gas too. Sucks. I've got a big E-size bottle, but yeah, I do a lot of welding. Got the door back on now. I'm looking at the gaps across here. It looks pretty even, but I think the door's got to go down because I looked at the line across here and the line on there. You can see, yeah, it needs to come down a bit, but that doesn't even matter at this point. All I'm worried about now is just having the door generally good. But yeah, it's come out really good. I'm happy with it. Just got to car starts moving by itself because that pin, locating pin over here, obviously it's not going to take it up completely. It's going to move around a bit. So what I'll do now, I'll flip the car over, then I'll show you. So I've got the door back on. I had to muck around with the front of it to move it out a bit to get it so you see from this point here, it's pretty close to being right. When you go down here, the gaps are great. All the way down, you see lines are the same now up here. The gap across the bottom is the same. The only thing I have to correct is when you look at it from this point, when it's even here, down here, the door sits in a bit, so yeah, I just have to adjust it so that this bottom comes out a little bit. But on the Escort, I didn't even get that option. If it was in there, there's absolutely nothing you can do. Or you could put little spaces in there, but yeah, yeah, luckily, well, when you can typically tell when you get a car that's been in an accident, yeah, or in the Escorts, for example, you have to put spaces. I'd have to put little spaces behind there, but you don't have to worry about this for the Falcons. They're awesome. So you got adjustment. You can adjust it there, plus you can adjust it to go back and forward. So yeah, this driver's side door it's come out really good. I'm really happy with it. So still retains its original shape. That's what I was concerned about. I was concerned about it being like this bottom section being out of shape, but it's really good. So yeah, stoked. So what I'm gonna do now, the escort's going in tomorrow to get a well alignment, and something really weird's happened. All the counterweights on the wheels, well, I don't know about all of them, but a lot of them have fallen off. So I don't know what's going on there. They haven't just come off from not being sticky enough. It's actually torn off where it looks like to be like the 3M sort of double-sided tape. I think it's that sort of material. It's actually, it's just separated in the middle. I don't know if they're using really cheap counterweights, but yeah, the Escort steering wheel now wobbles and it's really bad. So I'll get that sorted tomorrow if that's done. So what I'll do now, I'll wrap this video up because I think it's getting on close to an hour of footage, which is enough for some people. And in the comments section, if you want to see me do the other door, this one here, if you want to see me do this door, let me know, because I won't bother, because I've already done footage on that door. So hopefully that'll help people and guide people what they need to do. Although most people aren't going to have rust as severe as what I've got. But if you want to see this door get restored, tell me what you want to see and I'll do it for you. But this door's not as bad. I was thinking won't do any footage of that door. I'll just do it in my own time, get that sorted. And the next video I'll do like these guards down here, and I've got the new section under here, cross member, Mastel design. You set that through. So I've got that, I've got to put that in. That's another thing, another job I can get footage of. But yeah, thanks for watching, and have another video up soon.